Top 10 places you must visit in Badami. Badami, formerly known as Vatapi Badami, was the capital of the early Chalukyas, who ruled much of Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh between the 6th and 8th centuries. It was founded by Pulkesi, an early ruler of the Chalukyas. His sons Kirthivarman and his brother Mangalesha I constructed the cave temples. The greatest among them was Pulakeshi II, who defeated many kings including Pallava king Mahendravarman I and extended the kingdom. Best time to visit. The geographical location makes it a semi-arid region, and therefore, winter and spring October to April is the best time to visit Badami. The temperature during this time of the year usually remains moderate, allowing tourists to explore the site to the fullest. The monsoon season is pleasant too, as the region does not receive continuous heavy downpours. While summers are not recommended due to soaring temperatures, the seasonal showers begin slowly cooling the town. How to reach Badami. Badami can only be accessed by road and rail and is connected to all major cities. The closest airport is at Belgaum, 150 kilometers. Badami has a small station of its own where trains from cities like Bangalore and Bijapur halt regularly. This town can also be accessed by bus, with the bus stand being located in the center of the town. What are the things to do in Badami? The top things to do in Badami are cave temples, Agastya Lake, Badami Fort, Aihole, Bhutanatha temples, city shopping. You can see all the places to visit in Badam. Cave Temple. 1. Magnificent rock-cut architecture with Chalukyan-inspired carvings. The cave temples are definitely what brings in the crowd to Badami. It's the converging point of different cultures and traditions. The cave temple is an umbrella structure for 4 beautiful temples, 3 of which worship Hindu deities and the other is dedicated to the practice of Jainism. These temples are not dissected as 4 parts, instead form a network through a flight of stairs that connect each temple to the other. A very noticeable feature of these temples is the Dravidian architecture from the south, combined with the Nagara architecture from the north. It's what I love to label as the best of both worlds. Nataraj, Vishnu, and Mahavira are few among the deities who are worshipped here. A walk around the temple would be a feast to your eyes. An exemplar of astounding craftsmanship. Don't miss out on the remarkable relief works and paintings on the ceilings and pillars. The ceilings, in particular, are engraved with the infamous picture of the trio Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma, bordered with the lining of stalks of lotus flowers. Open during the hours of 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., the temple is a must-visit architectural spectacle in Badami. 2. Badami Fort. Subtlety wraps this towering structure like a vine. A 2 kilometers trek from the main town, this fort is an untouched reflection of the vast South India history. Established and fortified by King Pulakeshi, the tower was destroyed by the Pallavas and remained in ruins for a really long while. Later on, the walls of the fort were rebuilt on, and the entire structure was polished up to look like before. After which it was opened for tourist visits with a minimum fee of 5 rupees. The fort is placed in such a way that the view from here offers you an absolute view of the entire town. Not like miniatures, but a very up-close view. Large granaries, watchtowers, underground chambers, all planned and placed strategically. It's impossible to not admire the thought and effort that went behind in creating such stunning structures. The kings have double fortified the fort, to ensure lesser safety and security breaches. You can also spot large dust-sieved cannon that is said to have witnessed numerous attacks on the fort. 3. Archaeological Museum. If there was a summary of what this place looked like to me, it'd be this. National treasure. That's what the Badami Archaeological Museum is. A treasure within the carved antiquity in the form of a museum. Even though built around the year of 1979, it was transformed to cater to the increasing number of tourists by the year 1982. Located close enough to the Badami Fort, the museum is now trekkable from all the major tourist places around here. On entering the gates, you'd be welcomed by an idol of Nandi. The museum has 4 galleries, out of which 2 are open galleries. Most of the exhibits around here are deeply rooted with mythology and legacies. There are multiple representations and interpretations of the Hindu gods, Lajjagari, scenes from the Bhagavad Gita, inscriptions from 6th to 16th centuries, and so much more. Watching the sunset at Agastya Lake in Badami is an oddly calming experience. 4. Agastya Lake. Watching the sunset at Agastya Lake in Badami is an oddly calming experience. With the scenic rock hills as a curtain, the lake puts up the most mesmerizing show. Said to be constructed in the 5th century, localites believe that this lake holds immense healing properties. Cocooned by the Bhootnath and cave temples, Agastya Lake is considered to be a highly spiritual abode. It's barely a kilometer away from the Badami bus station and is quite easily spottable. The water is now used for bathing and washing purposes, so it wouldn't be ideal to step down here for swimming. A lot of devotees have made it a routine to stop by the sacred water body around the lake called Pushkarini. This sacred spot was said to be brought to earth by Garuda and is one of the favorite places of goddess Lakshmi Devi. Before entering the temples, a majority of them make sure to take a dip in the holy waters of Pushkarini or Agastya. It's one among the most picture-perfect places around Badami. 5. Bhutanatha temples. The Bhutanatha group of temples are 7th to 12th century Hindu temples to the east of Agastya Lake in Badami, Karnataka state, India. It consists of two subgroups, one called the East Bhutanatha group or Bhutanatha main group from 7th to 8th century mostly in the Dravida architecture style, the other called the North Bhutanatha group or Mallikarjuna group. From 11th to 12th century mostly in the Nagara architecture, the former illustrates the Badami Chalukya architects, the latter along with the nearby Yellamma temple. The 6. Aihole. 30 kilometers from Badami is this place that's often described as an archaeologist's delight. Carvings that have thrived over 1,200 years, Sanskrit Kannada inscriptions dating back to 634 CE, the excavations and investigations regarding the wide history of this place is still ongoing with much enthusiasm. Located amidst the contrasting carpets of greenery, this temple complex is home to 125 Chalukyan temples. Many of the temples in this complex are dedicated to Jainism, and one among the infamous mark of this is the Aihole inscription composed by the Jain poet Ravikirti. The inscription glorifies the victories of Pulakeshi LL, the Chalukyan ruler who was a follower of Jainism. A legacy that I found even more interesting than the complex was regarding the etymology. Lord Persuram, after having avenged the demise of his father, had come down to the river to wash off the bloodstains. Seeing the clear waters turn into blood red, a villager screams Aihole in Kannada, which translates to "Oh no blood." From where the place got its name Aihole. 7. Banashankari Amman Temple. Trek your way to Kalamadhyam in Bagalkot to find this architectural masterpiece named Banashankari Amman Temple. Lovingly also called the Banashankari because of its location in the Tilakarania forest, she's considered to be a tutelary deity. One must pass through this resourceful forest lands to reach the temple, which was pretty fascinating to me. The temple area and forests had plantations of coconut, betel leaf and many more fruit-bearing trees. Few among the priests were narrating about how the goddess provided necessary edibles through these forests when they had faced a severe famine. At the entrance of the temple is the 360 feet water tank closed up with stone mandalas on 3 sides and an entry point on the other. The tank is called as Haridra Tirtha by the localites and has a beauty to it which is magnetic. Originally built in the 7th century by the Chalukya kings, the temple is an important part of the Badami culture even today. The annual festival of Banashankari Jader is a pompously celebrated event. Months of January and February are allocated specifically for the Jader and is grandly conducted with Rath Yatras, boat festivals and traditional cultural programs. The site looked like a beautiful illusion with the Vijayanagara-style structure all embedded with golden lights while the Devi was paraded around in a humble chariot. With a Mukha Mantapa, Arta Mantapa, Vimana, the historical temple was complex like a bewitching maze.
9. Mahakoota Group of Temples. The Mahakoota Group of Temples is located in Mahakoota, a village in the Bagalkot district of Karnataka state, India. It is an important place of worship for Hindus and the location of a well-known Shaiva monastery. The temples are dated to the 6th or 7th century CE and were constructed by the early kings of the Chalukya dynasty of Badami. The dating of the temples is based on the style of architecture which is similar to that of the temples in nearby Aihole, 1, and the information in two notable inscriptions in the complex. The Mahakoota pillar inscription dated between 595 to 602 CE, written in the Sanskrit language and Kannada script, wink with a frown too, and an inscription of Vinapodi, a concubine of King Vijayaditya, dated between 696 to 733 CE and written in the Kannada language and script. 10. Sidlapati Cave near Badami. Sidlapati near Badami in Karnataka is a natural rock bridge and prehistoric rock shelter. It is located at about 4 km in the middle of a shrub jungle near the historic town of Badami. A bridle and kutcha path through sandstone hills from Badami leads to Sidlapati and there is no metal road to the spot. Sidlapati literally means in Kannada the rock of lightning, derived from gaping holes in the natural rock arch, which was formed when a lightning struck. 1. The natural rock bridge structure looks like a wide arch between two sandstone boulders, served as a roof. The rock structure has large, gaping holes in the arch and allows sunlight to enter inside, which provides the required light for interiors. It was also a shelter for hunter-gatherer prehistoric people. There is a replica of Sidlapati in the Badami Archaeological Museum. It is dedicated to recreate Sidlapati and has posters to provide relevant information about the evolution of man. Not only this, Badami is also called a paradise of rock climbers. If you want to know more about rock climbing and routes, go to my rock climbing playlist and check, and don't forget to subscribe, like, share and comment.